Now, what do you do with that information? What do you do with that information? Let me tell you. We're at a tipping point, and you need to wake your neighbors up right now. And if they won't wake up, move on. We're at a tipping point. You know it and I know it. This cannot last forever. The corruption is only getting worse. It's going to start snowballing. The loss of your voice. Can they listen to you less in Washington? No! If they listen to you less than they listen now, what power do you have left? No. I want you to... Look, I don't tell you these things. I don't tell you these things because I think they're popular. So as I tell you these things, know that there is hope on the other side, but we are about to walk through a wall of fire. We are about to be baptized through fire. It's because we weren't protecting liberty. But let me tell you the choice that we have ahead of us. I see America as the people on a boat. The boat is the Titanic. We've had a crew and a captain who took this ship and rammed her right upside the iceberg. She's been taken in water for a while. All the while, the captains and the crews have been coming and going, and they've been saying, don't worry, it's the Titanic, it's unsinkable. Then we elected a new captain and crew, and they took that thing and they backed it up, and now they're ramming it into the iceberg. Now they're taking this ship and they're taking it and they're with health care and cap and trade and stimulus. They're doing the same amount of damage that all the other crews did, just faster. All the while, they're telling all the passengers, you go ahead, go back into your stateroom, everything's fine. You go ahead and get into the salon, there's some drinks up there for you. You go listen to the music, everything's fine. Let me tell you something. Each and every one of us are here because we're wide awake. Each and every one of us are a passenger on this ship, and it's our damn ship! We're passengers on this ship. And all those people can stay in the salon. They can stay in their staterooms. But we've been standing out on the deck saying, wow, the water is coming up. I think this ship is sinking. We're in trouble. So I'm here to ask you. I'm going to outline a plan. It is time for us to build the lifeboats because the ship is sinking. But here's the important part. The White Star Line doesn't matter. The ship itself doesn't matter. The passengers and the ideas of the Constitution and freedom, that's what matters. Get in the lifeboat! We can rebuild the ship. We can rebuild another ship. America has never, ever had a problem conquering any problem. It doesn't matter. Oh, this is the biggest financial problem the world has ever seen. We're Americans. I have to tell you, first of all, are there any 9/12ers here? Oh, you angry people.
Well, you're a maniac, man.
I started the 9/12 group because a guy called in and he said exactly what I felt, and I think what everybody else here felt 6-8 months ago. Holy cow, is it just me? And I said, don't you give up. Don't you give up. Don't you unplug. You're not alone. And so I asked you to reach out to your neighbors and connect. Make sure that people know. There's no way. Well, the New York Times will say there were about 40 people here. There's no way that you leave here thinking, I'm alone. It's just me. You know. So the first step, as we stood there on the deck of that ship, was to gather all the passengers that knew there was a problem, bring them all together and say, okay, all right, we're here. Well, now we've been sitting here for a while saying, okay, we're here. And I, unfortunately, have been the guy who has been saying, no, I know there's a leader here someplace. I know he's going to show himself someplace. They haven't shown up. I ain't waiting anymore. I saw a bumper sticker the other day, and I know us conservatives are just so stupid. All we can do is quote bumper stickers, so let me fulfill that for them. It said, when the people lead, the leaders will follow. Back in August, I told you on the air that I was working on something. Well, here's what I was working on. And it's going to take me about a year to complete because I want to make sure absolutely everything is buttoned up. I have been assembling a team. I really am no different than you. I'm a guy who grew up in my dad's bakery. I'm a self-educated guy, and I am just trying. I find myself in an amazing situation. I've begun to assemble a team of advisors to talk to me about finance and foreign policy and education and defense and social issues and energy and health care. And what I've done is I found two really smart people in each category. Two really they've had all kinds of experience. And then I've coupled them with one rebel. One radical. I hear that's popular to be a radical now. But these radicals are not the kind of radicals that are wearing the J t-shirts. These radicals are the ones wearing the Jefferson t-shirts. Somebody that says we haven't been living what those guys wanted to do for 100 years. You really want to unleash America? You really want to change it? Here's how you do it. And I have those three people in each category meet with me, and we are devising a plan. And here's how it's going to work. I've done a lot of reading on history in the last few years, and I was amazed to find that what we're experiencing now is really a ticking time bomb that they designed about 100 years ago at the beginning of the progressive movement. Yeah. And they thought, you know what, if we just do this and this and this and this, over time, if we do it in both the Republican and the Democratic parties, we will have our socialist utopia. I am drafting plans now to bring us back to an America that our founders would understand. Our libertarian friends, they never win elections because they always stand up and say, you know what? I'm going to swear and take the oath of office on Tuesday and on Wednesday. I'm abolishing the IRS. And on Thursday, I'm bringing all of our troops home from around the world. And honestly, it can't be done. It has been done for 100 years. 100 years of laying this foundation. Some of the stupid stuff we could do on Tuesday afternoon. Hey, let's skip the parade this year. I'm cleaning up some of the stupid stuff. But the rest of it might take 2 years, 4 years, 10 years, 50 years. We need to start thinking like the Chinese. I'm developing a 100-year plan for America. 100-year plan. We will plant this idea and it will sprout roots. This isn't for us. This is for our children and our grandchildren. Ronald Reagan said, if I may paraphrase him, most people spend their whole lives wondering if they made a difference in the world. Let me tell you something. I promise you, if you choose to do the hard things this year, this time next year, you will have the answer to that question. You will change the course of history.